One of the dozens of people who invested with Melissa Caddick has shared the chance encounter that led her to believe she was being ripped off. An inquest is underway in Sydney into the disappearance and presumed death of the missing fraudster. Watch the video above. Anthony Koletti drops Melissa Caddick bombshell. Watch the latest news on Channel 7 or stream for free on 7 Plus. Caddick, who was 49 years old when she was last seen in November 2020, is accused of running a large-scale Ponzi scheme, conning dozens of people out of between $20 million and $30 million. One of those victims is Dominique Ogilvy, who gave evidence at the inquest on Tuesday. She told the court she was in the waiting room of a dental specialist in August 2020 when she struck up a conversation with someone. They got to the topic of financial advisors, at which point the woman asked if she was using Caddick's services. "And I said yes. She said I need to speak with you," Ogilvy recalled. "I said oh. And then I was called into the endodontist." The pair exchanged phone numbers and Ogilvy, alarmed by the woman's tone, said she was dying to talk to you. By then, Ogilvy had given Caddick $2.5 million in several separate installments. Later the same day, the woman told Ogilvy of the conduct. Caddick had set up a fake investment company called Melissa and was using an Australian financial services number illegally. She would tell her clients she was investing their money but, in fact, was using it to fund her own lavish lifestyle. Ogilvy had invested with Caddick several times before the conversation, at one point giving her $1 million in one go. But, following the chance encounter at the dentist's office, she decided to pull out. She is one of very few people caught in Caddick's web of lies to recover her money, plus a purported profit of several hundreds of thousands of dollars. On September 14, she was formally interviewed by the Australian Securities Investment Commission but still wasn't quite sure of the size of the fraud, she told the coroner's court. She denied ever having told Caddick about the ASIC investigation into her. After she received her investment back, she said she cut off communication with her former friend. "I wasn't able to speak with her after that. I felt uncomfortable. Cleaner and easier for me not to have any contact," she said. Her story comes a day after Isabella Allen from the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, ASIC, took the stand. Within a week of the investigation beginning, Allen said on Monday, Caddick contacted a document shredding service called ShredX. A day before the shredding service was booked, ASIC had contacted NAB seeking access to one of her accounts, as well as interviewing one of her former investors. "We said if the investor were to run into Ms. Caddick or have subsequent phone calls or speak to her, she could speak to her freely but keep the contents of our conversation confidential," Allen said. Despite the timing, Allen told the court she did not believe Caddick was tipped off. That's because on the day Caddick's home was raided, November 11, ASIC investigators pored over several shredded documents. "We looked into the shredding of the documents. We still don't believe the ShredX contact was made because she had been tipped off," Allen said. ASIC was notified anonymously in November 2019 that Caddick's financial company may not be as it seemed. However, it wasn't until June 2020 that the corporate watchdog received a second report that Caddick was using the license of an acquaintance. After weeks of preliminary inquiries, a formal investigation was launched on September 8, 2020, Allen said. Allen was present at the search of Caddick's Stover Heights home on November 11, the last verified sighting of the fraudster, and said she did not appear to be distressed. New pictures from inside the luxury home were released on Monday as it is being prepared for sale in a bid to compensate her victims. The home, in Sydney's eastern suburbs, could fetch upwards of $10 million. But that remains only a sliver of what she defrauded from her victims. Caddick is accused of swindling dozens of people out of about $23.5 million. The mystery surrounding her disappearance and a 2-week-long inquest into how she went missing have captured the attention of online sleuths across the country. But those hoping to take a look inside the Wallingra Road property will have to fork up. According to realestate.com.au, where expressions of interest are advertised, prospective buyers will have to put down a $10,000 refundable deposit to even inspect the property. If they do decide to go ahead, however, they'll find little sign of the notoriety that comes with the house. It's undergone a fresh paint job, has new carpets and floors and a refurbished interior. The 4-level home also comes with a double garage, pool and roof terrace overlooking Sydney Harbour. Expressions of interest for potential buyers close on October 31st. The first week of the inquest focused largely on the early stages of the police investigation when Caddick disappeared. The court was played footage of ASIC officers raiding her home, seizing foreign currency and luxury jewelry. That raid took place on a Wednesday. It wasn't until the Friday that Koletti reported her missing. When he did, the part-time hairdresser and DJ told police he was too busy working from home to attend the police station to give a statement. Instead, police attended the Dover Heights home to speak to him. 3 police officers who took Anthony Koletti's missing persons report were concerned by the confusing accounts he provided, while another suspected he knew of her whereabouts, the court was told. Detective Sergeant Michael Kiner was initially tasked with leading the investigation into Caddick's disappearance. He told the court Koletti told police he'd attended the shoreline of a popular reserve and had taken photographs of shoeprints. "I thought that was extraordinary," Kiner said. "That's a dog park. It's like saying I found a footprint on Bondi Beach." He also said that Koletti acted strangely. "He didn't appear to be overly concerned," he said. "In my experience, if your spouse or loved one goes missing, there is usually some genuine concern or some type of emotion." His statements to police were also fraught with contradictions, including who found his wife's phone and where it was located. In one version, Koletti said he left a post-it note beside it with a pair of earrings lying around, not confiscated by ASIC investigators. "Melissa, we had everything taken from us. This is a gift for you," the note purportedly read. After telling police he wasn't worried that his wife was missing, he later was said to have spent a day scoping the cliffs above the ocean near the Gap. The Gap is an ocean cliff in Sydney's east. Though it's a popular visitor destination, it has also become infamous for suicides. Riley was also bewildered as to why Koletti described the clothes his wife left the house in, given nobody saw her leave. At some point he texted the cleaner pretending to be Caddick to cancel an appointment, he told police. He then phoned her best friend and brother Adam grimly but did not tell them she was missing, to elicit an honest answer. Though he acknowledged the inconsistencies, Kiner said it was not a viable proposition that Koletti had murdered his wife. There was no evidence that Ms. Caddick had suffered injury at the hands of Mr. Koletti, Kiner said. More likely, he said, was that she had either taken her own life due to financial pressures or had gone to ground. When she was reported missing, police deemed her risk assessment as being high. This would suggest that she was either met with foul play or took her own life in the face of pending prosecution. Detective Sergeant Michael Foscolo took over the case about a week after Caddick went missing for a fresh set of eyes. He said one of the first things he did was inspect her phone. Police subsequently followed up on a potential PIN data point at Sydney Airport. It was reported as having been found on Caddick's Uber account about 12:45 a.m. on November 13, the same day she was reported missing. Apple data raised questions as to whether someone was trying to externally access her account, Foscolo said. It is not yet known what officers found upon investigating the data point. The inquest before Deputy State Coroner Elizabeth Ryan continued. And finally, thank you all for watching the video. Please like and comment your opinion so we can discuss together. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell to follow and update many other interesting news. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.